So now that we've recorded the financial data and we are happy with the provisional taxes, with the lump sums and the income that John had, we now want to view the reporting because John doesn't quite understand my full tax report. He wants to see it separately. He needs to understand, and I am more than happy to do that for him because now I can pull out reports for each calculator. So I can pull out reports for each financial data that I've entered in here separately. And John can now view that separately. So it's not too much. And he understands how it's recorded in the tax report. All right. So it'll make it much easier for him to read. And that's what I want to do. I want to offer a simple service to my client. So I'm going to go to reports, and it's going to bring up a list of reports. I'm first going to pull out my rental and my lump sum reports from here. So let's start with the lump sum report. So there we have it. I just clicked on that. Little green highlight comes over. If you want to include a cover letter, you may include a cover letter. Let me just show you guys what that looks like. Just a test to show you guys what it looks like, and generate. So it will open up a new tab and display the report that you had requested. So remember that we clicked on cover page. So it's going to give you a nice cover page with a nice little confidential stamp on the side with the client name, the client ID, the tax year that you're reporting on, the age of the client, the date created, which is today. I just created that tax data today, and it was created by myself. All right, so that's a nice cover page. It's nice, professional, easy to use. It also points out that the document is confidential. All right. So this will be our lump sum report. On the top, you will see who it was prepared by. You can either have this as the username, your company name. It's really up to you. Then we have who we prepared it for, and that would be John with his ID number and his age for tax purposes. The information of John is also displayed. So it gives you a nice summary of the period you worked on, the total last year's income, if you recorded that, the tax reference number, and it also shows you that it's being taxed as an individual. All right. It points out that John is married in community of property, is married in community of property. So that's great. Now, so we know that we've recorded our lump sum withdrawal as 700,000, as shown on the report is 700,000. He had transferred 200,000 over to a preservation fund, had no previous lump sums in his lifetime. So the taxable amount there was 500,000. So that gives you a nice summary of what was recorded. So when John is looking on his side, he's going to be like, okay, great. So you did transfer the 200,000. You did record that I transferred the 200,000 to another preservation fund, which I'm not being taxed on. John actually didn't know this. He thought he will be taxed on the 700,000, but he's actually taxed on the 500,000 because he didn't technically take this out of his fund. All right. So that's great. John understands even more on his lump sum withdrawal. All right. So just below that, it gives you the calculation of how the tax is worked out on it. Again, SARS rates applied, 500,000 less your 27,500 times 80%, 18% is 85,000. All right. So when John looks at this report, he's going to now see, okay, great. So I actually see it on my full tax summary report. Now I understand where these amounts are coming from, So that's great because John didn't understand why he was being taxed on 500,000 rather than 700,000. And he needed to know if there was an error made. And he now understands better. All right. So that's our lump sum report. Nice and easy to read. and also gives you a nice breakdown of what you have captured, all right, your financial information that you have captured. So that's great. I just going to close that and show you guys the rental report. So for the rental report, I'll also go to the left-hand side tab on the top strip that says reports. It will give me a list of reports once again, and I am now looking for rental. So it would click on that. I don't want to include the cover letter on this one, so I'm not going to be ticking on that. I'm just going to generate it. I just want to see what the report looks like. Make sure the information I entered is the same information received from John, so I can send him the report or make adjustments if needed. All right. Again, a nice, simple, easy to read report. It gives you the information of the taxpayer, who it was prepared by, and the description or rather the layout of what the financial data has been captured. All right. So then you will see it says rental income. It'll give you the rental period from March 2024 to Feb 2025. John had rental income throughout the year. So that was great. I did not record the original price or the market value of the property, so that would remain no. You're more than welcome to do that on the rental calculator section. So we knew that his income was 130,000. Great, check. That's perfect. His expenses that he had was accumulative to 20K, 20,000, and the total profit there was 110,000. All right. And that gives you a nice, easy to read report. So if you had interest income, rates, insurance, or any other expenses, it will be recorded on your report as well. All right. So I'm happy with that because what I've recorded is what's on my report. What John had sent me is on my report. I'm more than happy to send this off to John, and it's quite simple to read. All right. So I'm just going to close the rental report. And now we're just going to view the business income report very quickly. I just want to point out with the business income report, because it is a financial income statement or a income statement, we will only be able to pull the report out from the calculator itself. All right. So once you've clicked on the calculator and we go to edit our Sorry, I think I've added 2 in there. Let me just go back. So you click on it and we edit the calculator where we've captured our financial data. And this is the one. I know that I've recorded 85,000 and 15,000 in total of expenses. So there's a little print button at the bottom, which once you click on, will bring up a list of pages you may or may not want in your report, and it's completely up to you if you want a cover sheet, if you want the tax calculation included, the income statement, the asset and liabilities, or the disposable income. All right. So I do not want to see disposable income. I did not record asset and liabilities. I don't want the cover sheet right now, and I don't want the tax calculation. I just want the income statement for the business financial data that I have captured. So that's the only one clicked. I'm happy with that. I'm going to click OK. It's going to load very nice and fast. Opens up a new tab. Here is our income statement for our business financial data that we have entered. All right. Again, it gives you the information of the taxpayer, and it gives you the income statement to the business. So we know that we had recorded 85,000 in consulting income. So there we go. I'm happy with that. We knew we had computer expenses and other expenses, which were cell phone expenses, amounting to 15,000 Rand in total. And there you have it with the profit recorded at the end of it of 70,000. So that's nice, simple, easy to read reports. Sometimes we get data from taxpayers or from our clients on an Excel worksheet, and there's multiple tabs opened, one with cell phone expenses, one with computer expenses, another with interest, another with rates. This brings it all together once entered onto your system. So it gives you a nice, easier to read report, and your client is happy. You are happy because everything is in the clear and open. And that's what we want to deliver to our taxpayers. All right. So if you need this report, just before I close it, you're more than welcome to use the download button or the print button from the page that it has opened up. If you wanted a download, obviously you would click there and print on the next icon. All right. So we're happy with that. We can now send off that financial information to John. And he is so happy that he can read and he understands this. He now wants to get into taxes. Yeah, right. So John is happy with his reports.